crafters. Oh, first of all, I like to thank all the people who already ordered the first fundraiser die. This video will be about all the new dies that I designed for KSCRAFT Lovers store, but I wanted to also tell you that KSCRAFT Lovers store is also a store who wanted to help me, and that store is going to sell the heart with the paw prints with the cat and the dog inside. I will put the link to this one in the description box below, and I will put the link to the other one also in the description box below. So if you are willing to help me, and if not, I understand, everybody has his reasons. I didn't ask for it, it was you guys who asked me to be, it's you guys asking me how to be able to help me, and I don't want to just take your money, so I did it in the form of making 2 designs, and the profit of those designs will go to me in order for me so I can pay off the bills. I don't want to make it any longer because else I'm going to cry, and I want to try to make this a happy video. About all the new dies and stamps that I designed for KSCRAFT Lovers store. There are a lot, and I wanted to start off with this one. And I will see if I can take a white piece of paper. I apologize that I didn't think of that sooner, but you know, my head is all over the place. My other cat is still sick, so I designed this Memory Decks recipe die. And if you buy this stamp, I have also designed a die that fits perfectly, and that die set has inside 2 really cute paper clips with a baking theme, cooking baking theme. I will put the link down below, and I will call it Memory Decks recipe stamp. But then you will see, if you go to the link, that you will see also the die that is made for this stamp set. But at the moment the seller sent this set to me, he didn't have them in stock anymore. He needed to reproduce them, so that's why I don't have it right now, but he told me he's going to send it to me, so I'm not worried, but I can't show you the die. Then I designed a stamp set, and you know all those heart sweets with those short phrases on it. And I wanted to make a die that looked like it, but that you can use as just as a cutting die. That's why I made, how do I call it? Come on, Nicole. You can talk English for a little bit. But I made it into a tag, but you can cut off the tag part and just use it as a round stamp. But I put in a lot of fun words. Let's craft, swaps, goodie, have fun, tag me, call me, enjoy, handcrafted, let's swap, craft candy, craft queen, craft diva, and handmade, and the best, and you inspire me, LOL. And the other one that is hiding is super talented. So it's a fun tiny set, and I think a fun way to be able to embellish even more. Then, because the seller asked me to make a teeny tiny tag set, I designed these tags, and these are Christmas themed and a little bit craft themed. Sparkly bows and mistletoes, Christmas magic, happy holidays, my friend. Well, I think you can see all the phrases, but if not, pause this video or go to the link that I will put in the description box below. I think it's also a really fun set. I like those tiny tags. Then I designed this Merry Christmas and Happy New Year background die, and I think it's a Nicole, it's not a die, it's a stamp, see? Sorry guys. I designed this background stamp, and I think it's a fun one. It's an A2 size, and you can do it tone on tone or make it with embossing powder. I've think it's lovely to have for your Christmas and your New Year's cards that you are going to make. Then I have a stamp set that, see, now I'm doing it correctly, with some scalloped and an oval, and this is to go with all those cooking and baking items I made in the last few 2 or 3 months for KSCRAFT Lovers store, and I think they fit perfectly. Secret Santa, let's get baked, hot cocoa wishes, ginger kisses. It's cook time, gingerbread hugs and kisses. That goes really well with the gingerbread dolls that I designed. And I think also a nice add-on. And then I'm left with all the dies that I designed for them. Because I was making all those cooking theme items, I thought it would be fun to have a tiny, so I made it as tiny as I could, a cooking timer in the shape of a chicken. And trust me, it looks so fun when you see it complete. The seller has made it complete, and you can find it in the store of the seller. And I will try to cut it out if I'm more with my brain to crafting, and then I will put my picture on Instagram. So if you don't know my Instagram name, it's Nicole's with an S Paper Crafts, and ends with an S. Then I designed 2 donut dies, and 3 donut dies. Oh. And I even put in the layers that you can layer the donuts, but they will look like this. And I think it's fun because I saw some donut dies on AliExpress, but I didn't like the fact that they didn't look very realistic. So I wanted you guys to be able to have a more real looking donut die. And that's why I also put in the layers, so you can make the topping in a different color. Then I designed this Christmas ornament, and it has the topper to go on top of the Christmas element, and you can use it just as a flat piece, but you can also, because I put in the inside layer, you can also make it into a shaker, and that you see the shaker materials through the hearts. I didn't want to put in stars because that was too much Christmas themed, and I thought it would be nice to do hearts because you also can give these kind of things as tags on presents and with love. I think you know all what I mean. I'm just a silly Dutch girl. And then I designed these 2 hand mixers. Well, I call it hand mixers. I made a small one for the card makers and the bigger one for memory decks and all that kind of stuff. I think you all know way better than me how to be able to use them. And then I made a phrase die that says baked with love, a standalone die, because there was asked for a standalone die, not with anything surrounded it. And I made it also into this one, and I will take it out of the packaging so you can see, because what I did, I also added, and I will take off these end pieces, I will also, I have also added the, I don't know how you call this thing, so teach me please. I think something like spatula, and I put in the cookies, so you can do cookies and do the cookies inside of this jar or bowl, so you can make it into a shaker with the cookies. And this spatula fits perfectly on the spatula, so you can even make it 3D. So you can take this part out, of course. And then the next one is one of my personal favorites. I made a really nice candy jar, and what I did, I put in some mints. So this is the mint circle, and these are the twisted things you always see on top of mints. I know in the candy, in the real candy, it's mixed in, but I thought it is fun that you have it like this, so you can put the twisted things on top and make it like a real peppermint. These swirls are the swirls you can use on this new bow that I designed, and I have seen that the seller used this mint on top of the bow, and it looks so fun. Really, check out the picture that seller made of this die. It's also a shaker, but you can also use it as a flat piece. And then I designed a stocking. The seller asked me to design a stocking, and I made it like this so you can make it into a shaker or a flat piece. I put in these parts. These are shapes you often see embossed in sweaters or well, I think you know what I mean. Those are more Christmassy themed things and items, designs that you see in sweaters and stockings and stuff like that. So you can use them in the top part if you want. I made them separately and not put them stuck inside, so you can choose if you want to use them or not. If you think, what is this for a strange piece, but these are the heel and the toe pieces. So if you want to use it on the toe, it's possible, and these parts are also usable for the heel part. So you can decorate however you want. And these parts, so these two parts, this is the toe, this is the heel, and this part is to go on top of here. And I made it into a 3-piece, so you have 3 different sizes of stockings, and you can make all 3 into a shaker, so you can make tiny and bigger shakers. Excuse I did not swallow very well, and then I choked almost. I designed this one, and I don't know if you follow KSCRAFT Lovers store on Instagram, but it looks so nice. Sometimes I have to admit I get an ask to design something, and then I think, well, would I be able to make something nice of that? And then after trial and error and throwing so many designs away, I sometimes come up with the most fun ideas. And this one I surprised myself because it looked amazing right away after I was finished designing it. It's a bookmark die. It looks stunning in real life. I have a small one and a bigger one, and inside the set you get a new bow and 3 pieces to make like a book marker, book divider, you know what I mean. Then I designed these teacups, vintage teacup set, and I put in the decoration pieces separately, so you can stamp on the cups, but you can also die cut them and space them wherever you want them to be in the cup. They fit on all cups, and I think it's a fun set to have, especially because I made the big teacup die and all kinds of other items. For example, I designed these 2 dies, and these 2 dies make tea bag shakers. I just seen that KSCRAFT Lovers store made a tutorial on how to put them together and how they will look. I have a big one, and it looks very big, but you have to imagine that this is the part that you are left with when you put it together. So it's not humongous. And this is the original tea bag size. So this is an original size, and I made one as big as I could, so it will still fit in the normal die cutting machine. And then we are almost to the end. I designed, and I was making, or I like bookmarkers, let me say it like that. And I thought how fun it would be to have the gingerbread doll also in a bookmarker, so you can use it into your cookbooks. And yeah, that's why I designed it. I made a back layer with ornate or detailed sides. I made a loaf of bread and a can where you bake the bread in, and I put in menu and recipe. So I made it in a big one and in a small one, and I think these bookmarkers are so fun to have, especially in your cookbooks or cook journals or wherever you cook in or put your recipes in. I think you all know better than me. I'm not a baking girl, but I really enjoyed designing them. And then, last but not least, I designed an ugly Christmas sweater. And this sweater has so many options. I want you guys to have a lot of options. The options you can have is to make it as a flat sweater, but you can also make it into a shaker. These pieces are to go in the neck, on the sleeves, and on the bottom of the sweater. Then you can dress it up with a Christmas tree, with a candy cane, with multiple presents, because I put in a small and a bigger present. You can do a big snowflake on top. I even put in a really teeny tiny gingerbread. I thought he was so cute. And then I put in the topper. I know you can't see it very well because of the sticker, but I put in a topper and that fits perfectly over the sweater. And I put in some items that you can emboss and make the sweater look realistic. And when I was thinking about that, I thought, what fun would it be to give the sweater some structure? No, texture. So I designed this plate, and this plate is perfectly sized for this sweater. So after you die cut your paper, you can put your paper on this plate, run it through your machine, and then your sweater will have like really, I say stitched, but I know it's knitted. Knitted? Yes, I think that's the right word. Like, then it looks more like the sweater is really knitted and not flat paper, flat smooth paper. So this is to go together. That's how I designed it. I hope you liked all the designs. I will put the link for the fundraising also in the description box below for the two sellers. And of course I will put all the links to all the products that I showed you in this video. I wish you all a nice day. Thank you from my heart in advance for helping me out. And I think you crafters are so amazing. And I promise to come back with something very fun for all you who help